Hi everybody, in this video I'm going to show you how to take up the waist and seat of your casual pants. In the past I showed you how to take up the waist and seat of your slacks, which have a split waistband in the back. Those pants were designed to be altered, to be taken in and out as needed. Your casual pants come with one single band. This video is geared towards people who are possibly on a weight loss journey and they're going to be losing a significant amount of weight, and they don't want to go out and buy pants for every 2 sizes that they lose. So this will enable them to keep those pants, alter them for a longer period of time until possibly halfway down their journey or until they get to their goal weight. It's also helpful for people like me who go to the store and you're looking for pants and you can't find your size. I run into this a lot. I find the smaller sizes and I find the larger sizes. So grab that larger size and let's get started on the video. Okay, in the past when I showed you how to take up your pants in the waist and the seat, I showed you on a pair of pants that have a split waistband, and this is what it looks like. And generally they are finished on the inside edges right here. So that's what that looks like. Now today I'm going to show you how to take up your pants with a flat, or I was gonna say a flat waistband, but it's a single band waistband. So you can see right here it's not split right here. So these are just your basic casual pants. What we're going to have to do is take off the belt loop and then take out the top stitching. Now this is only going to work on a pair of pants that is too big for you. So if you like these pants and you want them and you want to be able to take up your pants and let them out according to your weight loss or weight gain, I would recommend getting a pair of pants that are a size or 2 larger than what you wear, so that you will have that extra room, because you can see in here this only has the seam allowance. It wasn't that wide piece that the other pair have. So just keep in mind, if you're losing weight and you're losing a lot of weight, this can only work up to probably just a couple sizes. You can judge that, because the more you take up, the closer these pockets will become, and then when they get too close it just looks really awkward. So if you're looking at a weight loss issue, you'll have some room to work with, quite a bit, according to the way these pockets are set, but as they get closer it's going to look awkward. So keep that in mind. So the first thing we're going to do is take off the belt loop and then take out the top stitching, and then we'll mark the waistband where the center back stitching is. Now what I'm going to do, since I've got all of this taken out, I am going to, you can see how the whole waistband came off when I took that other stitching out. So I am going to reattach this part of the waistband here, because we want all this to be one piece here, and then the other side to be one piece. So I am going to, oh, here we go. Okay, that's not too bad. I thought there was more adhesive in here. So I am going to get this put back on. I'm going to do both sides of it, and then I'll show you what to do next. Okay, one of the things I haven't quite figured out is the band is sewn on in one pass. So normally home sewers would sew this side on first, and then they would put this over and sew this side, or vice versa, or whatever. But this, if I take out this stitch, it releases this side. So what I'm going to do is match it up like it's supposed to, the top raw edges. And I'm going to start on the end, and I'm going to sew in as far as I can, making sure that I follow the right stitching, and it's going to be, it looks like it's going to be this one here. So on the right side. Okay, that's sewn on. And now I'm going to work on the other side. Now on this side, I'm working from the inside, working towards the edge. And you can work on whichever, you can start on any end you feel comfortable with. Because I like the pants to be on this side of the machine, I don't want to be running it through here. That's why I'm doing it this way. Now we're going to, I'm going to do a top stitching from here to here where I stop pulling it out. And then we're going to do the top stitching on the other side. Now I'm going to open these up and zigzag stitch from here all the way down to here. Okay, now that they're zigzagged, I wanted to show you just so you know what it looks like and how to do it. So you just kind of zigzag along the edges so that if you're working with a woven pair of pants, that this doesn't happen, that it doesn't unravel on you. So now you're going to match up this edge here, the fold on the top of the waistband, and the seam where the waistband meets the pants. And if you're going to take in a 1/2 inch or an inch, whatever it is, make sure that if you're taking in a 1/2 inch, that it matches a 1/2 inch back from the edge, because it will be off if you don't check that. Okay, and then just pin it so it doesn't shift as you sew along. Now, when you sew through the waistband, if you start a 1/2 inch in here, you need to finish at a 1/2 inch in here, because you need this to be straight. And then from here, once you get to the stitching line, you can taper back out to the original stitching. Make sure that after you zigzag that you switch your machine back to a straight stitch. Now right here where the waistband meets the pants, I'm going to do a little back stitch just to reinforce that area. And then come forward and then taper back out. From here, you need to take it to your ironing board and press this center back seam open, and then come back to the machine. Okay, I finished pressing it, and this is what it looks like. Looks like this one didn't get pressed down really well, but that's what it looks like. And there was something I wanted to show you on the other side. If you want, when you set out to do this alteration, you can take the whole center back seam out all the way to the crotch, take out the top stitching and then the regular stitching. And if you don't want to put the top stitching back in, you don't have to, because if you plan to alter them again, you may not want to have to deal with the top stitching. So this is what it looks like right now. I pressed it open. I haven't top stitched yet, but here you can see the top stitching. So at this point, I can stitch it back or not for this tutorial. And then I'll have to do the top stitching up here. And then that part will be finished, and then I'll have to put the belt loop on. I'm going to do the top stitching here, but not through the waistband. And as you're sewing, make sure you run your fingers down that center back seam to make sure that everything's lying correctly and not folding under. So I put the top stitching back in. At this point, I can sew right down here to hold this down, or I can leave it and then just sew the belt loop on. Whichever way you guys want to do it. It's probably better on the fabric if you're not having to put in and take out so many stitches. Top stitching here, top stitching here, top stitching here, and having to remove all that every single time you need to do an alteration. So I'm going to do the top stitching here just because it'll look better being tied in, and then I'll put the belt loop back on. going to remove the old stitches before I sew this back on. Okay, looking at the other belt loops, it looks like it was pre-folded, stuck on, and just sewn. Whereas sometimes you would sew the bottom part on first, flip it up, and then sew it. It looks like both of these were just sewn on from the top. So that's what I'm going to do. Now I did this with a straight stitch, but bar tacks are actually very narrow zigzags, and I'll show you what that looks like. So I'm going to take it to a very narrow zigzag, and I'm going to take it down to almost a 0 because you want it really close together. That was not very straight, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is the straight stitch that I used, and this was my not very good bar tack. So that's all it takes. It's not really difficult. It's just a few steps, you know. And then of course clean up all your threads. And now you have a pair of pants that you can let out and take up as many times as you need to. I hope you liked that video. There was a few steps, but it was pretty easy, right? If you found value in that video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Thank you. Bye.